welcome back to the Pick'em podcast. I'm Brody Pruitt,
I'm Bryson Pickens.
and let's just go ahead and state the obvious. We are a week behind. There's another podcast that comes in here during our class time and makes a podcast, and they put us behind. But we got a lot to talk about since we're behind. Go ahead and review week one. There was a bunch of good games. Where do we even start?
You can start with the Cotton Bowl rematch. We was hype about that one. It's in there.
Well,
With the Ohio State Buckeyes and Texas Longhorn.
I couldn't find football on my ESPN. All right, week one. We're gonna go. You want to do it the same way how we did the conferences, and since we're behind, we're just going to talk about the big games in the conference.
We can.
So I guess we'll start. Where did we start last time? Big Ten. Maybe.
Or you can just talk every week one, just talk about it as it's in order.
So Friday, August 29th, you had Illinois beat West Illinois. That's a top 25 team then. They were 12th seed, won 52-3. Texas, Ohio State. I watched that whole game. Arch Manning in week one looked like complete dog crap.
He did not look good at all.
Did not look good. Now
He had like 20 passing yards in the whole first half.
yeah, and I will say now they have been some speculations of him hurting, his arms hurting because he's throwing kind of a 3/4 throw, and not the Texas-Ohio State game, but the last game that they played, which we'll go over that too. Every time he threw, he was making like a face, like discomfort, and Sarkisian got interviewed about it, and he said, no, there's nothing wrong with him. I mean, do I video y'all when y'all use the bathroom? I don't know what faces y'all make. He actually said that. But I think there's some discomfort there that they're trying to hide, which is not good for a young quarterback. I mean, let's give him some rest. Give him, you know what I mean? Like, he needs to be healthy. I mean, yeah, you would have wished to win or wanted to win that first game, but, last game they probably played a nobody. Let somebody else get in there. Give them some rest. But you had Ohio State beat Texas week one, where College Game Day was, 14-7.
Big defensive game.
Oh, yeah.
Texas just threw a bunch of short screens.
Yeah,
and
and
nothing worked for them.
It just, I don't know. They had chances to win the game. That's what that's what the problem was. They probably had 3 or 4 chances they could have won the game. They had a minute 46, and I think he threw an interception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that in big games. But Penn State beat Nevada 46-11. That was the 2 seed. So you had the 1 and 3 with Texas and Ohio State, and then number 2 is Penn State. Number 7, Oregon, won 59-13 over Montana State.
They took care of business week
Oh,
one.
yeah, they did. Michigan, New Mexico, 34-17. That was the 14 seed, Michigan. Then you had Indiana beat Old Dominion 27-14. It wasn't a great game for Indiana. You hope to win that game by a whole lot more, but first game of the season, it ain't.
I lost money on that game.
Really?
I needed them to win by 21.
So that's all the top 25 games for what are we in? Is that the Big Ten?
Big Ten.
Yeah. For week one. We'll go ahead and move on to Big 12. Week one in Big 12, we talked about it some. I want to talk about this game. Auburn beats Baylor at Baylor.
Auburn's looking pretty good this year.
Friday night, August 29th, they beat Baylor. They did. 38-14.
I really like Auburn this year.
Yeah, they got like a white Cam Newton. Like, he is a dog. He's a dog. Y'all can't tell. We're a little tired today. We're still trying to wake up.
Look,
here.
it's a Tuesday. We had a rough Monday.
Yeah, it's been a long day today. I mean, I'm a senior, and I've been coloring today. Let's just put that
I've
out
colored
there.
in 3 classes.
Yeah, it's a little shout out to our educational system there. But then you had Georgia Tech, Colorado. won $25 on that game. I bet $25 that Georgia Tech would win against one of my buddies from Brooks. Georgia Tech, they're just ever since last year when they beat Miami. I mean, things have been looking up for Georgia Tech. Arizona State versus North Arizona. They were the number 11 seed. That's 38-19. And then you had Kansas State beat North Dakota State. Kansas State was or North Dakota, sorry. They only win by 3, and they were ranked number 17. Yeah, that was not good for them. You had Iowa State beat South Dakota 55-7.
Oh God.
Yeah, a murder case right there.
That is a murder.
Texas Tech beat AR Pine Bluff 67-7.
That's your AR Pine Bluff right there.
Yeah,
shout
dude.
out.
And then that was all for. Like we said last week, there's not a lot of top 25 matchups in the first week. ACC, that was, and then
Hawaii got smoked. Robert Morris got smoked.
Hawaii beat Stanford in the ACC on the opening Saturday. But going into Friday, which we already talked about some of these, Bryson, you want to talk about that one?
Roll Tide.
Number 8 Alabama goes to Florida State.
Roll Tide.
And loses 17-31.
I've got a lot to talk about this game, so just buckle up. Pretty depressed about it. Still thinking about it. I still love Ty Simpson. Said it first podcast I made. I really like Ty Simpson. I said I really didn't know how I felt about Kalen DeBoer. Now I know how I feel about Kalen DeBoer. Still love Ty Simpson. He come back in week 2. We'll talk about this one later. Went 17 for 17 passing. Threw for over 200 yards. A couple
Against
of
UL Monroe, though.
First quarterback to ever do it. How many people have played quarterback for Alabama and played UL Monroe and had the chance to do it?
What do you mean?
And no one did it. No one had a 100% passing completion against UL Monroe or any other bum school.
I mean, I'll say this. He only threw 17 times. Garrett Nussmeier was 12 for 12 against the number 4 team in the country that same week. Or the week prior. But, hey, I'm not trying to
look, everybody was
hate
hating.
on him.
Everybody was hating week 1 against Florida State. He threw for over 200 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, used his legs a good bit. He comes back week 2, does the same thing, just throws the ball. If he doesn't have anything downfield, check down. If he has something downfield, puts it right on the money. He'll use his legs in the pocket.
I told everybody that week, because, my whole family's Alabama fans. Everybody around here is an Alabama fan. Everybody wanted to blame Ty Simpson. And this is why, not you, but this is why I don't like Alabama fans. Most Alabama fans are obnoxious because they will sit and complain about something time after time after time. Like that. So when it was Jalen Milroe, they said Milroe was terrible. And they always want to blame it on the quarterback. They said Milroe was terrible. They said Tua was bad. Like, it's every year. And then they're like, oh, will you just wait till – which when Tua was playing, they were like, well, just wait till Jalen Milroe comes. Jalen Milroe's better. And then Jalen gets there, and they're like, oh, well, Ty Simpson needs to be quarterback. And then what do you know? Y'all lose Florida State. And in my household, I can't even tell you how many times I heard my brother and my dad say that Ty Simpson was trash. So, you know what? I just talked straight facts to them, okay? Nick Saban, that was the year before he left, that was his last. So if he left, what year did he leave?
23.
Yeah, 23. 21, he recruited Ty Simpson. If you want to say you're an Alabama fan and you're all pro Nick Saban, how are you going to say that and then say that Ty Simpson sucks? I don't think Nick Saban would recruit Ty Simpson or any player if they were bad.
You know who else? Nick Saban. If Nick Saban would have stayed, you know who else he recruited and had signed? Will Howard of Ohio State.
You need to go look at that recruiting class, 2021. Xavier Worthy, who's in the NFL. People that are at LSU, dude, it was insane. Everybody left, though, because he left. But what I'm trying to say is don't say you're an Alabama fan and then go and hate on the face of your dynasty It's recruitment. That don't make sense. He recruited Ty Simpson. I don't think he thought Ty Simpson was bad. Another thing, Kalen DeBoer. All right, and I'm saying this as somebody who's not an Alabama fan. Kalen DeBoer is trying to run the offense around Michael Penix Jr. when he was at Washington and Jalen Milroe, because Ty Simpson is not a dual threat quarterback. He is a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. He's like Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't really run much. You have to run long developing passes or very short passes that are going to be open, and your O-line's got to be able to hold a block because he ain't going to scramble. If he scrambles, he's scrambling for like 3, 4, like 7 or 8 max. Like he's that type of quarterback. They're going to have to throw the football. And then on the other side, or the other part of the offense, you've got to find somebody that wants to run the football so that when the pass ain't working, you just dump the ball off to a running back that wants to hit somebody, wants to get the first down.
Is Jam Miller coming back?
Who?
Jam Miller.
I don't know.
I think he was hurt last week.
I don't know.
Because I was at the game. I didn't see him. Ryan Williams was out.
Yep.
Ryan Williams and Jam Miller were out. Ty Simpson come out after the second half. We still put a 70 bomb.
I will say this. The last thing I have to say about this game, Kalen DeBoer is used to taking D2, D3 players and turning them into mediocre D1. He doesn't know what to do when he has some of the best players in the country on his team. Okay? Nick Saban had a no phone policy. There was no phone allowed in any of his practice fields, weight rooms, facilities, period. There was no phones allowed in any facilities. But they're making TikToks in the weight room. They're staying out. Here's another thing. He let Ryan Williams and a bunch of the O linemen, which you could say the two main problems of the Florida State game, stay out till 2 a.m. 2 a.m. the night before, having girls over in their hotel. They're breaking curfew, and he doesn't want to lose them, so he doesn't say anything because he don't know what to do because he has some of the best players in the country, and he's used to D2, D3, 3 players and turning them into mediocre D1. He stays at Washington. He's probably the dynasty of Washington because Washington is going to accept that. You come to Alabama where the fans are going to hate on you. They're going to want you gone. The community will make your life crap. So he's got to step it up. That's point blank, period. You need to, at some point, I would literally call Nick Saban and be like, what do I do?
Well, he was talking about in a press conference about how all the stuff that Nick Saban's still involved with everything. He was talking about something that Nick Saban said to him. He was like, Nick Saban needs to blah, 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 go on somewhere. He doesn't know what's going on inside here.
Kalen DeBoer said that?
Yes, in a press conference.
He's fired after this year. You can't say that about Nick Saban at Alabama. But they ended up losing Florida State. Not a good sight for the Alabama Crimson Tide. SMU, East Texas A&M. SMU was 16. Yep, 42-13. SMU walks away with the win. Tennessee and Syracuse and the Aflac kickoff.
That was a really good game for Tennessee.
45-26. Tennessee looked like they didn't care that their star quarterback went away. And then Sunday night, after the Saturday games, Sunday night, Notre Dame number 6 and Miami number 10. And Miami walks away. Carson Beck and the Miami Hurricanes walk away with the win, 27-24.
That was a really good game.
And it sounds, I will say this, it sounds like it was a really good game, but if you watch the whole game, Notre Dame was down. They looked terrible. They really did. I mean, they came back there for a little bit, but it wasn't nothing pretty. South Carolina, Virginia Tech, Sunday, the other Aflac kickoff game. South Carolina 24, Virginia Tech 11. And then let's get into the most of the SEC. Skipping over a game just because you know what I'm talking about. But you had Missouri beat Central Arkansas 61-6. We already talked about Georgia beat Marshall. Number 5 Georgia beats Marshall 45-7. Florida beats Long Island 55-0, and Florida was ranked number 15. And in that game, their receiver may have made the catch of the year.
Yes, that was insane.
Same thing with the Miami and Notre Dame game. I still don't know which one was better. But if you haven't seen that, go look it up. Great play. Oklahoma beats Illinois State 35-3. Oklahoma was ranked 18. Texas A&M ranked 19 beats UTSA 42-24. Ole Miss ranked 21 beats Georgia State 63-7. And besides that, I mean, I could talk about all these SEC games, but the SEC teams won. So everybody in the SEC got a win except for Alabama. And the last game to talk about in Week 1, probably the best game of Week 1, let's be honest. You have the number 9 LSU Tigers at what is now Death Valley Junior.
Alive Valley.
Death Valley Junior. Make sure you add the junior part because they are not us. Against number 4 Clemson, LSU walks away with it 17-10. And they went there. Imagine this game's at Death Valley Senior. That's going to be bad. If we can do that at their place, and they're ranked number 4 and we're ranked 9, everybody, every analysis, ESPN person, everything that I looked at, nobody picked LSU. Nobody. It was them against the world, and let me tell you, they went out there and they did it. Garrett Nussmeier plays a heck of a game. Went 12 for 12 before throwing his first incompletion. I think it was like in the second quarter.
Before we continue with this, I forgot about Week 1. It was Lee Corso's his last ever head gear
It was. What a sad moment.
He picked his Buckeyes.
You know who else he picked?
Florida State.
You know who else he picked?
LSU.
People were saying that it was scripted, but I don't care. You want to know why? Because LSU got a dub. That's why. If we go to the box score here, and I will say this, our defense was the question in that game, and our O-line, and both played immaculately. Cade Klubnik, who was supposed to be a dog, goes 19 for 38 with 1 interception, throws 230 yards, and Garrett Nussmeier throws the exact same amount of passes, goes 28 for 38 with only 10 incompletions when Klubnik had 19 and an interception. Our running back, Caden Durham, 74 rushing yards. Their running back, A. Randall, I don't know who that is, 16 yards on 5 carries. Caden Durham had 17 carries with 1 touchdown. The other dude had a touchdown. I mean, if you look at these stats, I mean, you got I will say their Haniff dude was good. Had 12 tackles. Whit Weeks had 5 tackles. 4 of those were solo. The other guys was 6 solo. And I will say this, dude, we were all over Cade. I mean, sacking him. We were in the backfield, causing pressure. He couldn't do anything. But it was a great game. LSU walks away with the dub, and that ends Week 1 right there. So we're about to take a commercial break, and then we will get into Week 2. Welcome back after the commercial break. We're going to go ahead and get into Week 2. We're going to have 2 separate podcasts. We'll probably call this one Week 1 and 2 review. We didn't get to pick them, as y'all know, because of we have another podcast team that comes in, makes a podcast. But we'll go ahead and review Week 2, and then we're going to make a separate podcast on the pick'ems for Week 3. Sound good, Pickens?
Sounds great. Week 2.
Starting with we're going to start with the Big 12, right?
Yeah, we can start with Big 12.
All right. I'll let you. I talked a lot during Week 1. I'll let you take away Week 2 here.
Week 2, starting off, you had, if it'll load, you had Oregon at Oklahoma State, Oregon comes in, takes care of business again, 69-3.
6th ranked. They were 7 week prior. They went up 69-3.
Absolute smoked them.
I'd save this next game because that was a
We'll save
good
it.
game.
We'll save the Cowbells.
And that was there was some good games in week 2.
There was a handful of them.
Yeah, I mean there wasn't a lot, but there's definitely some to talk about.
You got Iowa and Iowa State.
That's one of them.
Great game.
Number 16 Iowa Iowa State at home against Iowa, rival game in week 2, wins 16-13 at home, barely getting by their rivals. It was a great game. I could be wrong, but I think it came down to a game winning field goal.
I didn't get to watch any football for week 2 because I was in Tuscaloosa, so I wasn't able to keep up with any of it.
This is another one. I mean, they're Big 12.
2 overtimes.
Yeah, 2 overtimes. Unranked Baylor goes to SMU, number
After getting
17
beat by
ranked.
Auburn last week.
After getting beat by unranked Auburn at home.
Comes in.
They you know what? They probably walked in that locker room after the game at Auburn and said, "You know what? No."
They come in and beat a number 17 SMU who's in the playoff picture last year.
Oh, yeah. No, not in the playoff
They were
picture.
in the bracket.
in the playoff
Yeah,
bracket.
they were in there.
And you come in and beat them 48-45. I don't know where the defense was in that game. I have no clue.
It's the Big 12. There ain't no defense.
But for you to lose at home to an unranked Auburn team and then go and beat SMU at their place, that shows people what your franchise is about.
We'll skip through these. Like, it's just a bunch of blowouts. You got Kent State getting blown out 14-62 by Texas Tech. You got
24
Cal
seed.
Poly.
Cal Poly, all right. Utah was not in the top 25 in the first week. Utah
Are
ranked.
now.
They are now.
They go and show Cal Poly why they are.
63-9.
Then you got Kansas, Missouri, 31-42 Missouri. Bowling Green, Cincinnati, 20-34.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of these games, if you're worried about them, go look.
What I was skipping down to is just West Virginia. West Virginia lost to Ohio, 10-17.
Guys, that's not Ohio State.
That's not the Buckeyes.
Yeah,
this is the Bobcats.
or Cougars or whatever they. I don't even know what
I
they
think
are.
Ohio State Bobcats.
But really, that's all it was in the Big 12. The only other game that we didn't talk about, Mississippi State, Arizona State. Arizona State is ranked 12. They traveled to Mississippi State, and let me tell you, the Cowbells got to them. They lose 24-20 to Mississippi State, who was on the lower part of the SEC last year. And that was one of the teams, I think, when we first made the podcast, I think that was one of the teams that we said was not going to be that good.
I didn't see them being that very
For
good
them
at
to
all.
beat Arizona State, now look, with the 12-team playoff thing, it's anybody's game at this point. I mean, it's just a matter of time before UNA comes to the FBS and not the FCS, and UNA's in the freaking playoff bracket. I don't know what's in store for college football, but at this point, it's anybody's game.
This NIL stuff has really taken
Oh, it's taking a toll.
It's taken a big toll, more than I think anybody ever seen. Other than Nick Saban, he got out there. He wasn't.
Yeah, Nick Saban was like, not doing it.
He's seen it coming.
But, I mean, Mississippi State, they played very well against the number 12 seed. Do I think truly that they're the number 12 seed? No. They lost their running back, who was an absolute dog. Arizona State did. Remember that guy?
Scatterboo.
Yeah, Scatterboo. Bro was crazy good, but I don't think Arizona State should be ranked 12. And that's what's hurting the college football, for instance, because you have teams that are in the top 12 only because they're the ones leading their conference. And should they be in the top 12? I don't know. No, they shouldn't. But I don't get paid to pick them, so that's not up to me and Bryson. Because if it was, y'all wouldn't see that.
We get paid to come in here and act like we know what we talk about. Or we don't get paid. We get volunteered to come in here and talk about what we get out of class.
All right. Week 2, Big 10. Ohio State, who is the number 1 seed after beating the number 1 seed, Texas, week prior, comes in and beats Ohio State. Ohio State comes in and beats Grambling,
Ranked number 1 Ohio State now.
Yeah, that's what I said. 70-0. That's a 7, Bryson. 7-0. That is 10 touchdowns.
That's just rude.
10 touchdowns and 10 field goals.
It's pay week.
Penn State beats FIU 34-0. Penn State still ranked number 2.
Pay week.
We talked about the Oregon. They were ranked 6. Illinois and Duke. Now the finish to this game was not well, but in the first half, it was a good game. You had number 11 Illinois. They went up 1, I think, or maybe they were 11 last time. They come in to Duke and beat Duke 19-45. 45. It was close at first, and then Duke just I don't even know. Yeah, they duked it. We'll save that game. We talked about Iowa. Indiana beats Kennesaw State 56-9. Indiana ranked 23rd. They bumped down 1. And the rest of these, there isn't any ranked team, so we'll skip over them. The game that we need to talk about, Michigan, Oklahoma. And I said this last
Top 20.
Top 20 matchup. Michigan 15 seed, Oklahoma 18 seed. They come in. Michigan comes into Oklahoma, and the Sooners got to them. They lose 13-24. Oklahoma walks away with it.
Boomer.
I just got to say, dude.
Sooner.
John Mateer, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. Now, how is he going to match up against SEC teams? I don't know. Nobody knows that yet. But as of right now, he's in the Heisman running. 100%. Golly, son. Somebody twist up your microphone over there?
Someone did twist up my microphone. I didn't like it.
But John Mater, or Mateer, sorry, Mater. John Mater, are you done?
This thing needs some WD-40, dude. Jesus. I got to move it so slow.
John Mateer, he's the dog. If you ain't heard of him or ain't watched him, go watch him. Now moving on into the Pac-12, and then we'll be into we didn't do the Pac-12. What did we do? Big 10, Big 12, ACC. Sorry, ACC games. You had Miami beats Bethune. Is that how you pronounce that?
Anyways, Miami beats a nobody.
45-3.
Absolute blowout of a game. You got Troy at Clemson.
Hold on. That's a good game.
No, I'm tired of skipping. We've been skipping for 20 minutes. Got me fired up. Troy at Clemson. Clemson comes in. Whoa, dude, it's pay week. It's pay week for Troy. Troy's coming in.
Did you watch this game?
I didn't watch any of these games. Let's Tuscaloosa watching Alabama play. Okay,
Bryson, I think in the third quarter.
Actually, I did see this. They had it playing. Yes.
In the first quarter, it was 14-0.
Yeah, Troy
Troy
winning. They had this playing. We went in the stadium early because I was with Danny.
Yeah.
My granddad. He was tired of walking around. He had boots and jeans on. Now he's tired. He's like, let's go find our seats. So we go in there, and I'm watching some football. They had the Kentucky game on. They had Troy game on with Clemson. They just kind of kept flipping back and forth. I looked up at the Jumbotron, kind of just looking around, enjoying the scenery of this Alabama stadium, and Bryant-Denny on Saban Field. Troy's beating Clemson 14-0, and all of a sudden I'm a Troy fan.
I mean, hey, state of Alabama, baby. What else can you say? That was a crazy game. How are you ranked number 4 in the country, lose to LSU, and then you almost go and lose to unranked Troy?
That's the number 8 seed now.
Now, yes, they bumped down 4 spots, 8 seed. Really, LSU and Clemson swapped, except for
Alabama's just way down there.
Well, Clemson went down 4, LSU went up 6. So, I mean, really, they swapped. But that was a great game. Illinois, we talked about Illinois beating Duke. Florida State puts up 77.
On a pay week for Eastern Texas A&M.
Eastern Texas A&M, 77. Who is now ranked 14 after beating the number 8 Alabama.
You know what? Go Seminoles, you know? Good for them.
You don't mean that.
No, that was from nowhere in my heart.
And that was all the top 25 matchups for week 2 in the ACC. Now
Syracuse
moving on.
goes on and wins after getting beat by Tennessee.
Yeah, who'd they beat?
UConn.
UConn. That was a good game.
In overtime.
Yeah. So now moving on to the SEC, where things matter, things happen.
Let's talk about it. My heart got broken last week. I go into Tuscaloosa. I'm like, heck yeah, dude. Let's go watch these Alabama Crimson Tide.
Were you like heck yeah, or were you like, oh God?
Oh, I was like, heck yeah, I knew it. And I was having flashbacks from 2007 when I was walking around.
Because you
Y'all,
thought it
you
could
ever
happen.
been downtown Tuscaloosa
I
on a
have
Saturday?
multiple times.
You ever walk behind some of them frat houses?
Oh yeah,
You see some things you didn't even know was possible.
yeah.
Good grief. Should have seen Danny's face, dude. Oh, priceless. They go on in and take care of business. I talked about it just a minute ago. You have
UL Monroe, unranked. That is a Louisiana team. If you don't know, that is the University of Louisiana at Monroe. Just go ahead and tell them, Bryson.
they learned what the Crimson Tide's about, Duddy. They thought they was coming in. They was like, oh, dude, Florida State sucks, you know. Florida State beat them. Florida State comes in, proves a point. No. Alabama's back, dude. Kalen DeBoer on the hot seat. I hope. If he's not, I hope he is next week. UL Monroe comes in and is like, man, we're going to smoke somebody. They had some pretty cool helmets.
Yeah, they did.
They had some really cool helmets.
What was the score to that game, bro?
73-0. You have Ty Simpson going off. You have everybody score. Anybody that touched the ball that game scored. I don't think UL Monroe, if they got the football on this side of the 50, they didn't get to this side. And if they started on this side of the 50, they went backwards. They didn't go that way. And I was hype. My favorite part of that game, matter of fact, was not the football game. It was Dixieland Light with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I was hype.
Up 73.
Up 70, I think it's, no, they scored right after. There's 2 minute warning. Dixieland Light scored on the next play, like a 30-yard rushing touchdown. I was hype.
73-0. UL Monroe probably won't come back to Tuscaloosa.
Well,
for a
hold on.
while.
You know, your LSU Tigers, you just love them. You love them dearly.
I need to talk about this game.
You know, Alabama comes in, takes care of business on pay week. Your LSU comes in, pays somebody to come in there so you can have a practice on Saturday night. What happens, Brody? What's the score of that game?
Now, hold on.
Against Louisiana Tech.
Let's talk about this.
Spell Louisiana Tech.
I'm going to pass. But do you know who played at Louisiana Tech? That would be Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty. And
Phil.
his backup,
Rest in
Terry Bradshaw. Was it Bradshaw?
Yeah, Terry Bradshaw, yeah.
So don't be hating on Louisiana Tech. First off.
What year did Phil play there?
Just hold on.
What year?
Just hold
what
on.
Year? No. What year? You Alabama fan living in the past. You
I don't
stereotypical
know.
Alabama fan living in
Maybe
the past.
89. I don't know. When he
Later
played.
than that.
You
Come
think?
on. Yeah,
I mean, he
100%.
did just pass away. R.I.P. Phil. But listen, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to be biased about it. We played terrible. Now defense took care of
Oh, it
business.
was bad, Brody.
No, now let me just say this because you didn't watch the game. I watched the game every second of the game.
Oh, no, I seen your little recap. For all y'all that don't know, go add Brody Pruitt on Snapchat and he'll talk about the LSU Tigers till your ears fall off.
Let's say this, okay? Because I wanna compare it to other games. Georgia, Texas, South Carolina, okay? Those are SEC top 25 ranked teams that did the same thing. LSU wins 23-7 against Louisiana Tech. Sorry. Defense played immaculate. The Weeks brothers were going off. It was a great sight. They didn't. And here's what I don't know. And I haven't looked at interviews yet, so I need to go do my research. This was just Saturday. It's Tuesday. Garrett Nussmeier did not scramble one time. If you go look at the Clemson game, he didn't really scramble, but he did if he needed to. There were times in the Louisiana Tech game it was wide open and he didn't scramble. So at some point, I'm thinking we played down to competition because why would you get your quarterback hurt in week 2 against Louisiana Tech? Yeah, it was not good. Some teams took care of business, some teams didn't. Shout out Florida.
Yeah, shout out Florida.
We'll get to that, but we win. We're ranked number 3. We're still ranked number 3 right now. Winning that game wouldn't have changed the rankings. Losing would have absolutely messed up the rankings, but we win the game. Nuss throws for 237.
Oh, now we got nicknames. It's week 2. We already got nicknames.
Nuss. Everybody calls him Nuss.
Nuss. It's week 2.
It's what people call him. He throws for 237, and Whit Weeks had 10 tackles. It seems like it was close, but they didn't score until the fourth quarter. Defense held them up. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they just told Nuss to don't get hit. I think that was his goal. Do not get hit and just score. We didn't even hand the ball off that much either. I mean, and here you go, like Bryson, our number one receiver in that game wasn't even our number one. Barry Brown, which he's probably the 2 or 3, but he's not our number one. Aaron Anderson is our number one. And then you had H. Barry. I don't even know who that is at this point, if you want me to be honest. Had the rushing force. So Caden Durham didn't even really rush. Harlem Berry, that's his name. So, it is what it is. We got the win. We walk away with the win, but I think we played down the competition. That's enough of that game. We kind of rambling about our 2 games teams we care about. But you have Austin Peay and Georgia. Austin Peay at Georgia. It's pay week, just like Bryson said. Teams are paying you, or you're paying teams to come get their butt whooped. And Georgia does the exact same thing LSU does and only beats Austin Peay, which I know a few guys that are committed to Austin Peay. Shout out Walt Barrett. Bottoms from the kicker from Brooks. He's got an offer from Austin Peay. But Georgia beats Austin Peay 28-6. Pretty much the same point spread. You have Texas beats San Jose State 38-7. Like, these aren't just complete blowouts, but I mean, and that was number 7 Texas. They went down from 1 to 7. Georgia went up 1. LSU was 3. You have number 10 South Carolina beats South Carolina State 38-10. We talked about the Mississippi State, Arizona State. We talked about Michigan, Oklahoma. Did we talk about Texas? Oh, Texas A&M. Utah State, who was ranked. No, Utah, sorry. Utah State was not ranked. Texas A&M takes care of business 44-22. Ole Miss, Kentucky. And this game was funny because they were down by 10 with seconds left in the game. Whatever. And Lane Kiffin, after the game, said that he said not to say names, but somebody may have had some money on this game because who kicks a field goal when you're down by 10 instead of trying to at least score a touchdown or just not doing anything? He was like, somebody must have money on this game to cover the spread. The spread for the game was negative 7.5 Ole Miss's favor. And with that kick makes it 7. So
I'd be so mad.
There's some talk around Kentucky's coach because why would you do that? Maybe did you say that they wouldn't be able to cover the spread? So you were making sure they wouldn't cover the spread? You didn't care about winning. You just wanted them to cover the spread. But Ole Miss takes care of business 30-28. We talked about Alabama. Tennessee beats ETSU 72-17.
Jesus.
And then the rest of the SEC all won. Auburn 42-3 against Ball State. Every SEC team won, except
Kentucky.
Kentucky, and that was a SEC matchup, but still, and the Florida Gators. South Florida comes in. They got the paycheck in their hand. They don't care about nothing. They got the money. No. That's what Florida thinks. No. USF said, we're going to win this game.
They knock them out of the top 25.
Knocks Florida from
Completely
number 13 to off the map with a win 18-16 in the swamp. You lose to an unranked team at home that you paid millions of dollars to come so that you could get an easy win and have a practice. No, you lose.
Not good.
You lose. You're a loser.
You loser.
16-18. Game was, I think at like halftime it was like 9-3, like just
It
straight
was something
field goals.
stupid.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's absolutely disappointing. I would have wished to see Tim Tebow's face during that game. Sorry, halftime it was 9-6. I really wish I could have seen Tebow's face during that game, but that does it for week 2. You had an upset with week 2 with Florida, South Florida. Everybody in the SEC won. Clemson and Troy. Troy almost walked away with it, but those are the 2 weeks
Florida
that we
loses
missed.
to South Florida. South Florida didn't have a touchdown.
No. Mm-mm. At home.
You
in
lost
the
to
swamp.
field goals.
In the swamp.
They kicked 6 field goals.
In the swamp. You're at home in front of all your fans, and you're going to do that? Like, come on. So, we missed review week for 1 and the pick'ems for 2 tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to come back in here and make a different podcast. It'll be the pick'ems for week 3.
Week 3.
There's some good games. Florida plays LSU this week. How do you bounce back after losing unranked? Because now you're unranked and you're going and playing the number 3 seed. Alabama plays
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
At home.
That was a good game last year.
Yep.
So it's starting to get heated up. Give it about week 5, and it's conference time. I'm pretty sure it's week 5
Week 5 or 6.
because LSU plays Florida, Southeastern Louisiana, and then South Carolina, and then it starts. It's just off and running. So, we missed those 2 weeks. That's on us. We didn't have time to do it, but I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast for today. Just a nice review of the past 2 weeks, and tomorrow we will come in, make the pick'ems. I know y'all are ready, and we're gonna do this because we talked about it last week. Me and Bryson are going to write down our picks of the games that we review, and because we didn't really do it last time, and we're going to see who gets the most right. But we appreciate y'all watching. Be looking out. Once this video releases, it'll probably be the next day we'll film the other one, and then so probably Friday the pick'ems will come out, so y'all be ready. Once again, thanks for watching, and it's been a good one, Bryson.
It's been fun. It's been a fun, 4 podcasts now?
4?
This is our 4th. If you split this up to 2.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. It's better than being in class, and
It's really fun.
we get to talk about something that we both enjoy. So y'all just stick around. It's just gonna get better as conference play comes on, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.